Monday, Mzansi, and welcome to Afternoon Express. I'm Palisa Tembe. It's a brand new week, and we've got an informative and inspiring edition for you today. As we round off Childhood Cancer Awareness Month in South Africa, we chat with Program Development Manager of CHOC, Adri Ludik, about keeping hope alive for affected families. Rapper KNO joins us live in studio to perform his new single, Cape of Good Hope. Clinical psychologist Dr. Jenny Rose breaks down how we can explain the social responsibility concept of Tomamina to our children. And we're kicking it all off with Masikela, the nephew of the late great Hugh Masikela, as he sheds light on the powerful and hopeful new rendition of Bra Hugh's masterpiece, Tomamina. Now, every country in South Africa has something special to offer, so let us know on social media. What's Cape Town's? Ladies in the kitchen, happy Monday.
Happy Monday, South Africa. I'm not riding solo today. I'm with my lovely Mo.
Thank you so much for having me.
Finally.
I'm great. How are you doing?
I'm great. What are we making today?
Well, we're going to do a lovely recipe of fruits and porridge, rusks.
Oh, wow. And to get the
rusks.
And to get the recipe details, guys, go to afternoonexpress.co.za. But for now, let's catch up with Mabusha.
At the beginning of 2018, one of South Africa's brightest icons, Hugh Masikela, passed away. His nephew, Mabusha Masikela, who serves as an advisor on the board of the Hugh Masikela Heritage Foundation, joins us now. But first, let's take a look at the Masikela All-Stars music video to one of Hugh's greatest hits, Tomamina.
I wanna be there for the alcoholic. I wanna be there for the drug addict. I wanna be there for the victims of violence and abuse. I wanna lend a hand. Oh, yeah. Tomamina. Tomamina.
Mabusha, welcome to the loft.
Thank you for having me. It's fantastic to be here.
What are the Masikela All-Stars and who are they composed of?
The Masikela All-Stars is a group of musicians and artists who, all of which, most of them have actually worked with Hugh at one point or another. But they came together to do this project at the drop of a hat, as it were. And it's wow, let me make sure I remember everybody. It's Mom Abigail Kubeka, it's Tandiswa Mazwai, it's Zolani Mahola, it's Jay Something,
Wow.
It's Bravusi Matlasela, it's Salema Wrights, who happens also to be Hugh's nephew.
It just seems like you've really decided to bring some of South Africa's heavyweights in the music industry on board as these all-stars, truly saluting an icon and a legend in the game. And recently, as we just saw, the Masikela All-Stars recorded a version of Bra Hugh's Tomamina, and that was the music video we just saw. But why do you think that after all these years, the message of Tomamina is still so strong and relevant today?
Because I think that Hugh's music always is timeless, as far as I'm concerned anyway. And I think that while we find ourselves in different conditions, they haven't changed materially for a lot of people. And so I think that makes the message of Tomamina stand out all the more.
And you do serve as an advisor on the board of the Hugh Masikela Heritage Foundation. Now, how does the mission and the aim of this foundation strive to continue the legacy of the great Hugh Masikela?
Well, the intention of the foundation, as Hughie established it, was to preserve and uncover and promote African identity and African traditions and heritage in a modern context. So that's essentially the mission of the foundation.
It's very interesting to me, though, Mabusha, that even to this day, from the day Bra Hugh decided to establish the foundation to today, we are still celebrating an African identity. And more than ever, we need to highlight, underline, italics, bold, the fact that we are who we are and our fiber is so enriched within us as a community, as the Rainbow Nation, don't you find?
One of the points of the foundation is to elevate or to bring up the status of what African culture is to the point where we don't see ourselves as being less than, but we see ourselves on an equal footing with all the cultures that represent what is now South Africa.
And talking about South Africa, we loved your uncle. His music had the power to make us cry and make us love. But what did this great man mean to you and the rest of your family and your loved ones?
Wow, well, I can't speak for all of my family because that's just too many people. But, you know, I was raised with my uncle most of my life, and I lived with him all over the continent and in the United States. So for me, he represents what I hope I can somehow, you know, half as well be in terms of a person who always saw the strength of the people and always fought for the strength of those that perhaps were less fortunate and or sometimes, you know, put upon by those that had more power.
Yeah. Now, in closing, I have to ask you, what message of encouragement would you like to bring forward to South Africa now on behalf of not only the Masikela All-Stars, but also the Hugh Masikela Heritage Foundation as we enter the last few days of this year's National Heritage Month?
Just remember that, you know, we can do it ourselves. There's nothing outside of the realm of the capabilities of South Africans. And whatever hardships we may face, whether they be the present COVID-19 or what some people see as oncoming kind of economic hardships, that together there is no obstacle that we can't get over.
Yeah. It does seem that when we do stand together united, we're stronger than ever. And I do believe that it takes icons not only like the great Hugh Masikela, but everyone else following behind his footsteps, whether it is within the foundation, the All-Stars, or us everyday South Africans. We need to take up the responsibility ourselves and show up every single day. But thank you so much, not only for the work that you do, but continuing the message of Tomamina. Goodbye, Mabusha.
Thank you.
Now, we wish Mabusha and the rest of the Hugh Masikela Heritage Foundation and the Masikela All-Stars all the best in efforts to uphold the legacy of the truly iconic South African who brought so much love and joy to us all.
Oh, that is so beautiful, Mo. I just love how they're keeping Hugh Masikela's legacy alive.
Absolutely. I think we all need to share our gifts and talents.
Like, there is no other way, Palisa. We have to put ourselves out there to the world.
We have to put ourselves out there, absolutely. And a country that's doing that, or rather I should say a city that's doing that quite well, is Cape Town. If I just read out your comments on social media, Utandokazi says, Signal Hill, but there's so many. Please add more comments over on our social media pages. But coming up, we chat with the Program Development Manager of CHOC, Adri Ludik, about keeping the hope alive for affected families as we round off Childhood Cancer Awareness Month in South Africa. Glenda, Baloy, hey ladies. Baloy?
Hello.
Hi Baloy, let me start with Baloy. Baloy, Sissy, how are you doing?
I'm fine, and you?
I'm very good, honey. Thank you for joining us and congratulations on winning. Glenda, welcome to Afternoon
Hello.
Express.
Thank you very much.
I'm so excited for you ladies. Unfortunately, Upalisa couldn't join us, but Glenda,
Okay, sorry.
I know, that was the third winner who also won. But Glenda, I just want to make sure I've got the pronunciation of your surname correct. Urala no mukhalakhala. Ukhalakhala. Thank you so much, my love. So ladies, what I'm going to do is excuse me. What I'm going to do is when it's time to ask you just a few questions, how you feel about winning, I'm going to say the lady's name first, ne? So only if I say Baloy and ask you the question, then please answer Baloy, and then Glenda, I'll ask you the very next question, okay?
Okay.
Perfect, ladies. Congratulations. I want excitement. I want happiness, because you're a winner, baby.
Thank you. Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Okay, we're about to start, ladies. Welcome back to Afternoon Express and a happy Monday to everybody. Now, last week, BIC gave 3 of their viewers a chance to win a BIC Masikela sensitive hamper, each to the value of 500 Rand. And what better way to start off the week by announcing our first 3 winners. Can I get a drum roll, please? Woohoo! Congratulations to Palisa Pako Obusitse. Congratulations again to Baloy Hope. And another congratulations goes to Glenda Khala. Now you 3 ladies are the lucky winners of BIC Masikela sensitive hampers, each to the value of 500 Rand. Now we have 2 of the lovely ladies on the line. Unfortunately, Upalisa was unable to join us for the live call, but she said that her heritage shines through her smile, loving to perform, loving to dance, and loving to get into her cultural dance. She says that she's a proud Tswana girl. I'm loving that. Shout out to you, Palisa, in your absence. But let me start with you, Baloy Siswam. How excited were you to find out that you were one of the lucky winners?
Oh, I'm so excited. I didn't expect it.
And how does it feel right now, Baloy, to be walking away with one of these hampers to the value of 500 Rand?
I'm so happy. Thank you very much. I didn't expect it, but I'm very happy right now that I won.
I'm very excited for you, but you are not walking away a solo winner. We also have Glenda on the phone. Glenda, how does your heritage shine through every day?
Oh, my heritage shines through every day because it shines through my veins, and every time I wore my attire, we call it umbhato in Xhosa. Sizibongelele, isithakazelo. Then we thakazela my ancestors. That makes me happy and proud to be Xhosa.
Oh, wow. I can just hear it in your voice, Glenda, that you are so excited to be walking away with one of these hampers. Now, we got so many entries coming in. A lot of people wanted to walk away with one of the 3 hampers. So we're definitely saying a huge congratulations to you 3 ladies. Palisa in her absence, to you, Baloy, and of course, Glenda. Cheers.
Thank you. Cheers.
Thank you.
I'm just so happy for them. Oh, these ladies are so beautiful and they've got all the reason to let their heritage shine through. Now, we must be proud of who we are. For all of our other viewers, be sure to tune in on Wednesday because we've got another 3 BIC Masikela sensitive hampers up for grabs in this week's BIC Masikela competition. Congratulations! Your shine, your way with BIC Masikela. It's Childhood Cancer Awareness Month, and we chat to Adri Ludik from CHOC about childhood cancer, how we can bring awareness, support and funding to childhood cancer patients and keep that hope alive. Adri, welcome to Afternoon Express.
Thank you very much. It's wonderful to be here.
Now, CHOC is an organization that is very close to many South Africans' hearts. With a strong and powerful ethos and purpose, how is CHOC assisting children and parents of children that are affected with childhood cancer?
I think the worst message that any parent can ever get is that your child has cancer. So we at CHOC is the leading childhood cancer organization in South Africa, and we support parents and the children and the families from diagnosis right through the whole cancer journey until the end of treatment or sadly the end of life. That our programs of support have a positive impact on the outcomes of the treatment. So we have 11 CHOC houses right through South Africa where children can stay on an outpatient patient basis when they don't have to be in the hospital. We also have social workers in most of the pediatric oncology units. And then, of course, we support our parents with practical things like, for example, transport assistance so that no child is precluded from treatment. And then also nutritional support. During the COVID period, there was a very strong emphasis on nutritional support because poverty, as you know, has just increased so much. And we cannot treat children if they are hungry. So we have had a huge drive for nutritional support for our children and the families. And we've even gone beyond our direct beneficiaries to support the families at home as well.
But then, Adri, what are the most common childhood cancers? And what about the cancers that are not easily detectable?
The most common childhood cancer is the leukemia, followed by the brain tumors and other solid tumors. The thing is, childhood cancer is different from adult cancers. It looks different under a microscope. It also reacts different to treatment. So for us, it's very important that parents must know it's nothing that they have done or that they are doing that has caused the childhood cancer. And therefore, have a huge drive to demystify the myths that lead to stigma so that people can start to talk about childhood cancer, because the earlier we detect the children, the sooner we can treat them. And for example, the past few years, there's been a huge increase in the survival rate of childhood cancer, but we're still not on at the survival rate of high-income countries, which is about 80 to 90%, or the World Health Organization's goal for a 60% survival rate. So we need to tell people about the early warning signs of childhood cancer.
And then what are those? You see, this is what I really want to delve into, Adri. What are the early warning signs, all the symptoms of childhood cancer, and how can one assist with early detection?
So we use the word Siluan. It's S-I-L-U-A-N. Siluan was a good person, and we use his the acronym to remember the early warning signs. So if I quickly run through it, S stands for seek. That means seek help for persistent symptoms. The second letter is I, and that stands for the eye. And that is like if the child has a white spot in the eye, and that looks more or less like a cataract. So a white spot in the eye, a new squint, a new blindness. Remember, children sometimes are born blind or born with a squint. That's not what we talk about. We talk about a new squint, a new blindness, and then also a bulging eye. So those are the things in eye that you need to look out for. And then you get L. And we know that all lumps need to be investigated. Lumps in the necks, in the limbs, in the testes, it needs to be investigated. So it's S for seek, I for eye, L for lump, U for unexplained, and then A is for aching. We talk about bones and joints. So it's aching bones, aching joints. Children should never have a backache unless there's trauma. But if it's like growing pains, it comes and go. But if it's a leukemia, it's a constant pain. And then N is for neurological. That is if there's a regression of milestones. For example, a baby could sit, now the baby can't sit anymore. And if there's a deterioration in, for example, walk, speech, or balance, when children, for example, have a headache for more than 2 weeks with or without a projectile vomiting, and then also an enlarging head. So we have a helpline at the Baragwanath Hospital, which is 0800 333 555. And should anyone detect one of these early warning signs, we urge you to call the helpline and find out where you can find help. Because you can't screen children, but the sooner we detect them, the sooner they can be referred and get help and be saved.
So then how can we all get involved with Chuck, and how can we lend a helping hand?
Okay, so this month is International Childhood Cancer Awareness Month. And this is a month where we say, please wear a golden ribbon, because a golden ribbon symbolizes childhood cancer. And if you wear your golden ribbon, people will start to talk about why are you wearing the golden ribbon? Or at Chuck, we have wonderful merchandise, for example, to put the emphasis on gold, like a gold ribbon on above a mask, whatever you have. And the moment we start to talk about childhood cancer, people will become aware. And then they must just go on our website. All the information is there on where to find help, how to support CHOC, because we really need the support of the community and of the people so that we can continue to keep More Than Hope alive in our parents who desperately need help, nutrition, accommodation, information, all of the practical and information that they need. So we're there to help, but we need the assistance of the community.
No, it truly does take a village, Adri. Thank you so much for coming through and shining a light on CHOCS as an organization and how we can all, as our communities, help those that are living with childhood cancer and the parents of. Thank you so much for joining us, and we hope to see you soon. Goodbye.
Thank you. Good luck. Bye-bye.
Let's keep the hope alive, South Africa, by assisting this worthy cause. And together, we hope for a healthier and brighter future for the kids and teens of South Africa. For donations and how to get involved, please visit CHOC's social media pages for more information.
Oh my word, thank you, Audrey. I've known about CHOC since I was a very young child, so it's good to know that they're still on that, you know.
Definitely, and we need to gear our support towards foundations like these.
Oh my gosh, Palisa, this is great stuff. What are the people saying on socials though?
So on social media, we have thrown out a comment and asked everyone, what do they love most about Cape Town? And Udineo says, most definitely it has to be Robben Island and Table Mountain. I love that South Africa continue to comment. But coming up, rapper KNO joins us as he gives us an incredible performance of his latest single, Cape of Good Hope, which highlights the hardships of growing up on the Cape Flats. rewarded for your shopping choices with Buy Smart. Send hi on WhatsApp to 072-897-6278 and follow the steps. You will stand a chance of winning incredible prizes. Welcome back to Afternoon Express. Now, over the last few weeks, we've seen the lives of the Buy Smart weekly prize competition winners giveaway changed their lives because by signing up with Buy Smart, they automatically fell in line to stand a chance of winning any of our weekly prizes, such as a queen-size bed, a must-have contemporary fridge, a top-notch washing machine, and a super smart smartphone. Now, I have to emphasize that this is the final week for the weekly prize giveaways, and all you have to do to stand a chance of winning is to scan the QR code right from the comfort of your living room on your TV screen. You can earn points for qualifying purchases on products like Jungle Oats, Koo, Albany, and so much more. And if that isn't good enough, you can sign up via WhatsApp by simply sending hi on WhatsApp to 072-897-6278 and follow those steps. Browse the Buy Smart promos and products. Upload your till slip when you have purchased qualifying products. Receive points for purchases and then use those points to unlock rewards like airtime, data, and shopping vouchers. It's quick and easy, and you can sign up on the go. Don't forget that if you haven't signed up to Buy Smart before, then this is your last chance to stand a chance of winning one of our big Buy Smart weekly prizes. Remember that you can also enter the competition by scanning the competition QR code on your TV screens. And automatically this month, you will stand a chance of winning weekly prizes when you sign up. A queen-size bed, a fridge, a washing machine, and a smartphone are all up for grabs. Terms and conditions apply. So make sure that you sign up today and stand a chance of getting into that draw for the final weekly prize. It could be your lucky day. Get rewarded for your shopping choices with Buy Smart. Send hi on WhatsApp to 072-897-6278 and follow the steps. You will stand a chance of winning incredible prizes. Cape Town rapper Kino Fernandez, more affectionately known as KNO, sparked nationwide attention for the use of gang violence and crime-related content in his music video to his latest song, Cape of Good Hope, which is a passionate outcry to stop the tainting of our beautiful mother city. Here to perform that song now for us in studio, please welcome KNO.
What's up? Yeah, hey, so this the Cape of Good Hope. Yeah, where all the gangsters selling dope, man. So this the Cape of Good Hope. Where we don't sink and shift no boats, man. So this the Cape of Good Hope. Where we don't try to stay afloat, man. So this the Cape of Good Hope. Where all our problems seek the dope, man. Hey, man, this the Cape of Good Hope. Where the junkies get high and the gangsters lay low. No entertainment, gang wars are only shows. And in our black communities, man, the cops are too slow. Always afraid to show, scared of all of the killings. In a matter of minutes, kids already been murdered. Young prostitutes also making a living. But it's AIDS and needles, that's what's making the killing. Hunger pains in the kitchen, drug deals making millions. Man, my people are dying just because of the system. Genocide and civilians, no lights in our townships, so we call it load shedding, and our souls become dimmer. Please tell me now, what can we do? I say we fight for each other and choose to speak truth. If we all come together, there's no way we can't lose. Alcohol and meth causing abuse of bloody dispute, but still, we in the Cape of Good Hope. Where all the gangsters selling dope, man. So this the Cape of Good Hope. But we all trying to stay afloat, man. So this the Cape of Good Hope. Where we don't sink ships, no boats, man. So this the Cape of Good Hope. Where all our problems seek the dope, man. Hey, so this the Cape of Good Hope. Yeah, where all the gangsters selling dope, man. Yeah, so this the Cape of Good Hope. Yeah, where we all trying to float. Hey, don't go. I said, don't go. Check it out. Yeah. Hey, remember back when I was gang affiliated? Two-colored, always got thrown out the white man places. Smoking meth for my lungs and my soul's engagement. Always surrounded by evil prostitutes and danger. When mother had cancer, thought that drugs was the answer. Being a slave to this trade always did make me wonder, am I really free? Can I really be? Or will I stay stuck with a slave mentality? Man, robbing Pakistani shops for my initiation. But if I look at my accolades, man, God is amazing. If He's for me, I know I can win in situations. He showed me the dream and said, okay, you know it's for the taking. But being hurt also maybe explains our behaviors. That we as blacks have attitudes, I guess it's in our nature. And honestly, I'm proud of succeeded through all my failures. So now it's time for my story and major domination. Cause, hey, said I'm a slave to entertainment. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Hey, and this is my showcasing. Hey, yeah, check it. Hey, yep, you get to see the good life, and we just stuck in the hood life. Hope all our gangs can reunite, cause this is our life. It's called the Cape of Hope and good right. So good night, mic check. Good night. Thank you.
Kino, come on over here, my brother. What an incredible performance. What an incredible ushering us into a brand new week. This is what I'm talking about. Mr. KNO, welcome to Afternoon
Thank you so much for having me. Oh, dreams come true, eh?
Yeah. Now, it's been a long journey for you to be where you are today, and that's exactly what I want to touch into. This inspiration behind the song you just performed. It speaks of a lot of pain, a lot of suffering, but more than ever, it's about the triumph at the end of the tunnel.
Exactly. Well, like, you know, I've been through a lot growing up when my mom was diagnosed with breast cancer, and I just had to figure out a way out, you know what I mean? Obviously being bullied in school, like, there's just certain things that we forced to in like certain circumstances, and I felt like going that route was going to help, you know, at least put a bread on the table or milk or so, but at the end of the day, I just got caught up into it, but then the music just saved me straight.
Now, you know, you're glazing over just overcoming that.
Yeah.
You had to overcome quite a lot.
A lot.
I mean, growing up in the Cape Flats, you had to witness violence, prostitution, drug use, just things that are aching and hurting our communities. You also spoke about your own personal experience with having a father abandoning his family twice.
Twice, yeah. So basically, I was born in 1994, and then Daddy just disappeared. And then he came back 4 years later, tried to, you know, make amends with my mom, and then got her pregnant again, and then gone. Never ever seen him since then. So.
But then what does that do to a young boy growing up? How do you compute that in your mind?
Yeah, like, I mean, it's tough, like witnessing your mother have to play mother and father at the same time, you know what I'm saying? But like seeing that also and seeing how strong my mother was, I was like, you know what? I want to be like her at the end of the day, man. You know what I mean? And I got a daughter of my own now, so, you know, like, yeah.
Oh, you are a girl dad. I love that.
Exactly.
There's something so precious about girl dads. I think that you guys are just, oh my gosh, is this your little
yeah,
baby?
that is my baby. Yeah.
He's having
that's
a
my
moment.
baby Zahra. Yeah.
But when you just detailed the experiences of gangsterism that you fell into yourself, do you mind just sharing some of those moments?
Yeah, well, it was tough, you know what I mean? Obviously, it started out by like theft, you know, like small things like stealing people's cell phones, and then it started getting heavier when you had to start doing things for the gang. So when, you know, like, I don't know if I'm allowed to say it on TV, but like some hectic things.
I think that it's in this moment that I have to say to all South Africans that it's stories like this, and the reason why we detail stories like this is to pay more attention to how you came out of it.
Exactly.
So yes, you are detailing the crime and some sensitive things that you might not be able to express openly on this platform, but you have done so in your music, and that's why everyone has to get their hands on Cape of Good Hope.
Cape of Good Hope.
Now I've got a little surprise for you, sir.
Yeah.
You know, talking about making it out at the other end of the rainbow, lighter, and finding that gold at the end of the tunnel.
Yeah.
I've got a little surprise for you.
For me?
Okay. Lastly, South Africa, we have an incredible moment that was detailed by Sway Calloway, one of the most prolific and important figures in the United States, or should I say globally in the music industry. He sent Afternoon Express family a special shout out for KNO. Let's hear what he had to say.
This is
K-No, what up, man? This is Sway. I just want to say
that's not the deal.
I hope all is well with you over there on the other side of the ocean. Shout out to everybody in Cape Town, SA. I love it out there. Y'all treat me like family. Kano, I'm excited about this new single, Cape of Good Hope. And I know what you're talking about is something that we're all experiencing on this planet. Social exclusion faced by people of color, in this case, South Africa's colored community. And I'm interested to see how people react to it and what they learn from it. So like you used the hashtag Louder Together, I want to see how this song, Cape of Good Hope, affects the world. Kano, I believe in you, man. This is Sway, man. Be the best you. Stay great, brother. I see you around, man. Peace.
Where did you get your hands on this?
Okay, South Africa, let me break down the monumental that you've just witnessed on Afternoon Express. That was Sway. Sway is one of the most prolific and iconic members of the global, I guess, hip-hop game.
That is one of my goals. I rapped about that not too long ago, about making it to... Oh, my, I can't believe this.
You rapped about it. You put it out in the universe. Watch, you receive. I'm so excited for you. Whilst you let that settle in, let us go over to a commercial break. Now, we must rely on our children to shape our future the same way we've done with KNO. And they will equip us with the tools just now as how to come out on the other end. So coming up, and I want you to listen to this conversation as you're raising your daughter. We're going to be sitting down with clinical psychologist and founder of Little Big Feelings, Dr. Jenny Rose, as she joins us to break down how we can explain the social responsibility of the message Tomamina to our children.
To our children.
We want to acknowledge the healthcare students tirelessly volunteering during COVID-19.
She's been a role model. She has given me so much confidence.
And give them hope for their future after this pandemic.
Here I am now, it's 10 years later, and I'm still trying to follow in his footsteps.
We're looking for current and aspiring healthcare students, graduates, interns, or those doing the community service here. Nominate yourself, receive nurturing mentorship, experience health work readiness, and stand a chance to win a 25,000 Rand scholarship. And for the mentors associated with the winner, you'll win an overseas trip to attend a medical conference of your choice. Sponsors of Brave, the next generation of Brave.
back to Afternoon Express. Now, Tomamina is about understanding that we should be taking personal responsibility. The personal responsibility should start with us by encouraging our kids to make little, small changes today that can impact the world tomorrow. Now, we have got someone here who knows all about that, Dr. Jenny Rose. Now, you're a clinical psychologist, but also you just work very closely with families when it comes to raising kids.
Yes, I do. Thanks for having me.
Now, with all this experience, I have to also touch base with you and say Tomamina is a call. It is quite a direct, personal call for everyone to just go. Go where you're led. If you don't understand what Tomamina means, it literally means send me. It's almost a cry to put your hand up and say, I'm able to go. But what is the personal responsibility that is around this conversation?
You know, I think it's around creating sort of social agency. And as parents, we are wanting to instill values in our kids that allow them to take responsibility and to develop this sense of social responsibility. You know, very often as parents, we tend to want to shelter kids and maybe not expose them to struggle and adversity and things like that. But we then expect when they become adults that they're able to go into the world and show these qualities of responsibility, advocating for others, all these things that we aspire for them to be. But that needs to start at the ground level. That needs to start in kids. We need to be instilling those qualities so that eventually when they are out in society and when they are adults, we can say that they have this sense of social agency, that they are able to foster aspects of kindness and compassion to make changes.
Yeah, but Jenny, this is so difficult, and I think that a lot of people feel like this is a huge task, and where does one even start? How does one should we walk the talk, or should we sit down with them and give a masterclass? How can parents actively do this every day?
I think it's in so many facets of parenting. I think the first one, certainly, as you've hit, is modeling. I think the best way to teach kids is through practicing what you want them to see. We can't expect kids to be kind and compassionate if we don't show those morals ourselves. So the best way for a child to learn is to actually see and witness the observable behavior of the parent. So that's the first step. The second one is what we know about kids is the more involved they are in any process, the more likely they are to participate. We know that kids often have this sense of power struggle. There's a lot around control. And if we can encourage kids to feel like they have had a say, if they have a little bit of power or a little bit of control in whatever it is they're doing, there's a more likely chance that they will engage actively in whatever the sort of behavior is. So if you can get your kid on board, have them part of the idea, allow them to choose between one option or another, these are all things that will likely encourage them to engage more willingly.
And I always believe that if you put an effort and attention into something, it just means more to you. So you end up showing up for that thing time and time again. I mean, we saw it when we sat down with K&O, when he spoke about the hardships of his background. We highlighted it when we spoke to Masikela and the All-Stars that recreated the song Tomamina. So how then can we see small things that children do have a ripple effect into tomorrow, getting a brighter future for tomorrow and hope for our country?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think what we don't actually realize is it's all embedded in our parenting and in our way of working with kids already, whether it's through schools, whether it's as parents. We sometimes feel it's a daunting thing to have to take on something new like creating social responsibility or social agency. But so often it's already embedded in the way in which we engage with kids. We are wanting to raise kids as a society that are good people. We are wanting our kids to show kindness and compassion. And we are doing those things. We should be doing them in all our interactions. It shouldn't feel like it's something new to create social responsibility. It should feel part of how we engage with kids on all levels.
And just finally, before we let you go, I have to find out, is there hope for our kids? I know that we're always pushing a positive message, inspiring and encouraging everyone to take on that personal responsibility daily. Are we seeing this in the kids we're raising?
There is always hope. I think it's a sad, sad world if we can't have hope. There's always hope that kids are learning. We know that kids are unbelievably resilient, adaptive. If we consider even these times with Corona, kids show us the most that they're able to adapt to what we give them. And so kids can handle adversity, they can handle struggle, they can handle difficulties. We've got to be confident that how we model and what we show them is something we can use.
It's something exemplary. Thank you so much, Dr. Jenny Rose, for stopping by and breaking down the concept of Tomamina. Now, coming up, we're in the kitchen with our two favorites, Chef Mo and Chef Dumi, as they whip up one of South Africa's favorites, a fruity rusk.
Fruits of the forest from Clover just added real cereal crunch. A symphony of fruit, oats, seeds, and granola crunch. Fruits of the forest. Real fruit, real cereal, real tastes.
Made with love by Clover.
Fruits of the forest from Clover just added real cereal crunch. A symphony of fruit, oats, seeds, and granola crunch. Fruits of the forest. Real fruit, real cereal, real tastes.
Made with love by Clover.
Welcome back, South Africa. Now, there is one thing that South Africans love, and is their rusks, just as much as Italians love their biscotti. And if baking is your thing, then you're going to love this fruity fruits of the forest recipe that is perfect as a tea treat as much as it is loved as part of breakfast. And we're making this recipe today. We're making rusks, and if you want the recipe details, guys, go to afternoonexpress.co.za. And what exactly are we doing? We're making rusks. Is there a specific way now? Because this is your recipe, Mo, and I know you like. Well,
you know, me and baking, not great friends, but so that's why I always take the easy way out, easy recipes.
Yeah.
So I'm sure that we both can do this.
Okay, definitely.
Yes.
So I'm doing the manual labor here. You've got me doing all the hectic stuff. So I've got the batter that I'm going to mix here.
Yeah.
We're using the Fruits of the Forest fruit cocktail flavor for this particular one, but they can use you can use any of the flavors, right? We've got the mixed berries, we've got the strawberry and cranberry, we've got quite a few.
And you've got the one with the seeds as well, which will be perfect for rusks.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And we don't have nuts now, but you are more than welcome to add nuts to
Exactly,
the
like
actual...
a nice almond or a cashew type of nut, peanuts even.
Yes,
that
girl.
works very well.
Right, yeah, so I'm going in with the dry ingredients here for our recipe. I've got my flour in it already, have some salt and some baking powder, and then I've just popped in some sugar and some poppy seeds.
Yeah.
Okay, and then here I've just got some butter that's melting. The only reason I'm doing that is just so we can get our wet ingredients put separately and our dry on a separate side. And then in the small bowl, I'm going in with my Fruits of the Forest.
Beautiful. I'm just going to keep melting your butter here for you.
Thank
And I'm
you.
also going to try not to burn the oats.
So what are you doing to the oats? You're just basically toasting it up.
I'm going to toast them a bit because it's going to release that beautiful nutty flavor. It's going to add more flavors to this fruity rusk.
True.
And then I'm also going to chop up your dried fruits.
Okay.
We've got a selection here of apricots, dried apricots, which is very high in vitamin C. Fabulous for rusks. And also dried figs.
Oh.
Yeah, I cannot find enough uses for dried figs. So this is a perfect recipe for them.
You are the man, woman.
The woman.
You are the woman. So just melting the butter here. Let me just make some space so South African can actually see what I'm doing.
Yeah.
So I've mixed up my dry and my wet. I'm just waiting for the rest of the butter to melt up over here. And then I'm going to whisk it in. So all we did normally, as with baking all the time, dry on the one side, wet on the other side.
Yes.
Mix them all together, make it a family, you know, make it mellow together. And like I mentioned, we're using the fruit cocktail flavor now, but I can imagine using the strawberry and cranberry flavor as well. And you could even have fresh strawberries in there, because once it dries out, they also dry out as well.
They do. And you can also add, to match that, you can add dried cranberries.
Yes.
As well.
Very
and
true.
also, like you said, you can add nuts or even more seeds like sunflower seeds or pumpkin seeds. That's another great way to get in those good fats, you know,
Very
apart
true.
from like the expensive fish or anything like that.
Yeah, I hear you. So I've got some of this going in here because I feel like I've put in way too little. But obviously, South Africa, the recipe details are online on afternoonexpress.co.za, because I had forgotten that we've got more of the dry ingredients coming in here.
Yes.
We've got the oats that you're toasting up for us.
Are you ready for them?
I'm ready for my oats now. Okay. And then I've also got some of those dried fruits that you were talking about. So you can chuck that in
So I'm
there.
going to add in some of these oats. And you don't have to use all of them because you can literally just eyeball how much you think is enough at this point.
Correct. And the one thing I love about this recipe, especially rusks, because of the fact that they're going to get baked in the oven, you don't have to worry about over mixing because we're going to dry it out. This is the one recipe that you can cop out and not worry about, oh my gosh, it's over mixed, now it's going to be, don't worry, because you're going to put it in the...
Like you cannot overmix it.
You're going to bake it in the oven, yes, and then after that you're going to bake it again at 80 degrees, because the whole idea for the 80 degrees is just to dry them out.
Just to dry them out. And that is literally what challenged me about making rusks, but I realized it's actually so easy.
So easy. So what I'm doing now is I'm doing a technique that's much different to how we normally make it. You normally mix in the fruits here, but I want to make a layer so that we've got the rusk side on the one side, and then I'll put in the rest of those dried fruits. Can I ask you to chuck them in here?
Sure.
And then I'll put in another bit of that.
Do you want them all?
All of it, yes. And then I'm going to put the rest of the batter here.
Oh, that's a good idea. I never thought of it that way.
You know, cop-outs. I always like to take the easy way out, especially when it's baking. But South Africa, to get your hands on this recipe and the steps on how to make it, make sure you go to afternoonexpress.co.za. But just in case you missed the steps, here's a quick recap.
Love by Clover.
This looks so delicious, ladies. Thank you so much. I'm going to keep some of those rusks for later, but have a seat. I've got some delicious refreshments here for us, just to take a load off. It's been a powerful show.
It has been.
Definitely.
It's been emotional and inspiring, but I want to find out from you ladies, from the message of Hugh Masikela and Mabusha Masikela about Tomamina, all the way to Dr. Jenny Rose or KNO. What resonated with you and truly touched your heart?
Palisa, I have to say it's Kano's performance, Kano's story, Kano's shout out from Sway. The mere fact that he said that he rapped about it says to me that when we put something into the universe hears, you know? So he did it, and look at him now. So basically everyone in South Africa, it can be done, whatever it is. Whatever it is can be done.
And for yourself, Mo?
Cheers to that. I agree. For me also with Dr. Jenny about speaking about, you know, raising children, emotional intelligence, that type of thing. It's important for me because I'm a mom, and with you as well, Jumi. So I think really that was super helpful.
And both you ladies are raising strong, young, beautiful men. So shout out to you. I hope we're all taking the message of Tomamina home today, because I think that's what's so special. Thank you for always conversating with us and engaging with us, South Africa, on social media. From our topics to the questions we ask you. You're always so engaged. So keep that same energy throughout the week, because we're going to be reading out your messages, engaging and replying to some of your comments throughout.
I actually want to touch on that right now. The fact that Cape Town, for me, it has to be the scenery.
Scenery?
The scenery, like...
Are we all agreeing on scenery?
Yeah.
Okay, for me, it's the food. And speaking about food, join us again tomorrow for an interesting cook-along, as we're given a masterclass on fermentation by Indigenous food revivalist Zian Khan. Now, I always say to South Africans, head over to our website, because...
Yeah, that's where you'll find all the details to the recipes.
Absolutely.
That is the plug, basically.
So what we need everyone to do is to go over to afternoonexpress.co.za for the full recipe and ingredients list, and you can be cooking along with us. But until then, Mzansi, good night, stay safe, and happy eating. Clover has been a part of our South African heritage for over 120 years and wishes you all a happy Heritage Month. Made with love by Clover.
Another feel-good production.